All right, welcome to Mental Toughness Monday. We will start with the essential oil, emotional essential oil from this book, Essential Emotions. Um, or you can get the app. It's the one we're doing today is called Clary Calm. This is the oil of vulnerability. It encourages warmth in relationships, stabilizes physical and emotional imbalances, and fosters emotional intimacy. It's a perfect blend for supporting pregnancy and child delivery as it strengthens the mother child bond. This blend assists women in accepting their maternal instincts and nurturing qualities. Clary
Very
Calm
calm.
elevates relationships by teaching individuals to be emotionally open and vulnerable. It eases the fear of rejection and encourages individuals to receive true warmth and love in their relationships, and also encourages feelings of empathy for others by reminding them to stay receptive to the thoughts, feelings, and needs of other people. This blend works as a powerful emotional stabilizer, especially during menstruation or menopause. It releases emotional tension within the reproductive organs and helps release the expectations of suffering and dread relating to the monthly cycle. In short, Clary Calm encourages emotional intimacy and vulnerability. So there you go. Negative emotions are invulnerable, guarded, emotionally tense, or just tense. Dread of suffering is dread of suffering during menstruation or menopause. Femininity, resisting femininity. Okay, that's like really good because the dread, I think it could be maybe helpful for dread of suffering of any type, but they've listed those. But isn't it true that we dread suffering sometimes more than suffering itself? Like sometimes it's worse to know that it's coming than it is to actually experience it. Positive properties are vulnerable, receptive, serene, peaceful, empathetic, nurturing, nurtured, and bonding, also safe. You can inhale it, you can diffuse it, you can put drops in your hand, you can rub it, you can inhale it that way. You can roll it on. It is, we call it the menstrual cramp eraser. It's very effective. Just roll it wherever it hurts. Also, breast tenderness eraser. It is not recommended. I don't know why it says, I didn't think it was recommended for during pregnancy until the end of pregnancy, um, because of the clary sage.
I had somebody come and get some on the day they were going to have their baby for
Yes, I
labor.
would definitely do it then. But I think it can encourage labor. And so I think you want to wait and use it later when you're ready. Okay, so there's lots of really, really good stuff here. I was hoping I had one right here, but it's in the back of my car still. Um, any thoughts that you want to share? Experiences with Clary Calm that you have had, or anything you want to do with it now that you know about it? Sean's like, I'm saying nothing. But it actually has been really helpful for some of my I do know of young men who have also used it. They like the smell of it and it gives them that. It's the oil of vulnerability, so it's good for more than women. Women aren't the only ones who need to be vulnerable. So there you go. When I first smelled it, I did not like it at all. But I do like the smell of it once it's on, and I like it more now than I did in the beginning. And I love what it does when I need support. So Clary Sage is actually with this one. And rather than waiting until next week for this one, because they're so closely related, can we read this one too? How do you feel about that?
Sure,
Is that okay? Okay,
sure.
clarity and vision. So Clary Calm is vulnerability, and it has Clary Sage, lavender, bergamot, Roman chamomile, ylang ylang, cedarwood, geranium, fennel, carrot seed, palmarosa, and vitex. So, we've talked about a lot of those alphabetically, um, the ones before C, the ones I don't know if we've done cedar wood. No, yeah, we have. And so you can think about like what those are. And so you can see how those all blended together could be very, very good for helping to open and assist. But Clary Sage specifically is for clarity and vision. So this is a great one for anyone who is changing their perceptions. It gives courage to see the truth. One of the finest oils for the brow chakra. Clary Sage dispels darkness and illusion, helping individuals see their limiting belief systems. Clary Sage encourages individuals to remain open to new ideas and new perspectives, and it can assist during a healing crisis when a drastic change of perspective is required. Clary Sage opens the soul to new possibilities and experiences. I like this a lot because I think if you, in any journey that you are taking, that's worth taking, that you want to take, in order for you to get to the goal that you're going on, that you're going for, you're going to have a change of perspective, and you're going to have to be able to see new possibilities and experiences, and also to unveil the limiting beliefs that you have regarding that journey. Clary Sage, let's see, assists in opening creative channels and clearing creative blocks. It eliminates distractions from the mind. It assists individuals in finding a state of emptiness where creative forces may be released. Opening individuals to the dream world, Clary Sage increases the ability to visualize and imagine new possibilities. So this is also super important if you are trying to change your circumstance. You've got to be able to see it and envision it in order to visualize and imagine these new possibilities. Clary Sage teaches the spirit how to use its divinely given gifts and is especially helpful in clarifying spiritual vision. It assists in developing the gift of discernment, and it also invites individuals to expand their vision and accept the reality of the spiritual world. So I've been reading Putting on Christ this morning, and this seems especially poignant with that. It also helps to remove negative emotions of confused, spiritual darkness, spirituality, disconnected, hopelessness, blocked creativity. And for positive properties, it provides spiritual clarity, intuitive, open-minded, imaginative, creative, spiritually discerning, um, and you can inhale it, you can diffuse it, you can put drops in your hand, rub and inhale, you can put it topically on the forehead or behind the ears is the recommended, and you can take it internally in a capsule under your tongue or in water. And it goes well with lemongrass, black pepper, juniper berry, rosemary, melissa, davana, and tulsi. Okay, there you go. Clarity and vision for Clary Sage. Any thoughts on Clary Sage or Clary Calm? What did this bring up for you, even just reading about it? I'm going to go grab mine because we didn't know we were doing it. And also, I need it.
So there's a lot of emotion. This probably works really well when you're helping people clear bad emotions.
Yeah, I would think.
Well, even for it to, oh, I lost it.
I did too. I
Expand
love
your vision and accept the reality of the spiritual world.
Yeah, not be afraid of it.
Yeah.
Clear
I like
creative
that it
block.
helps.
Go ahead.
Oh, I like that it helps with creativity.
Yeah,
I've been thinking a lot about just like, right, being creative means that you're thinking outside of the box, you're trying new things, you're getting out of the rut of life. And so I think that this one really helps with that. And right, when you're creative, it also helps you spiritually. And so I think this one works together super cool. So I'm excited to try it out.
it smells so good too. I like it.
It smells similar. I mean, clary sage and clary calm, I think, smell similar.
They do smell similar. Clary sage, I think, is the first ingredient in Clary Calm,
Yeah.
but the Clary sage smells sweeter to me.
Hmm.
Or maybe just today. I don't know.
Velvet.
Okay, well, this will be a great one for this week as we help, let's get our visions more in place and continue moving forward with our goals. All right, I'm moving my marker
Makes sense.
as a paper clip. And next week we'll talk about clove.
So I have something to say about clove today.
You do?
I just sent you a picture. I mean, just a hurrah, shout out. Clove is it's a gatherer. It's a drawing salve. We had a little granddaughter that stepped on a broken piece of a glass ornament at Christmas time. And her mom said, "What do I do?" And I said, "You take a drop of clove and you put it on her little foot where she stepped on that." And she was shocked at how fast that pulled that glass out. And it was like a little curl of a piece of an ornament. So it was like a really bad, bad deal. Well, I got up this morning and I had a bite at camp and it hadn't really it hadn't really developed very much, but I kept rubbing it and getting moisture. So I had a blister there. And this morning I thought, what am I going to do? So I put a drop of clove on it and then I went around and I got a few other things. Lavender was a really good one. And then I put my pain relief spray, the Dana's pain relief spray.
Yeah.
That has more clove in it. And then I got in the car and the redness is completely sucking into the center. Can you see the picture of that?
Yeah.
And it is making a little head in the center. And I don't know really what bit me, but I didn't ever know it until it got to this stage that I had a bite. I probably was, scratching it indiscriminately, not saying, "Oh, what's going on here?" But it is really calming down right now. So I probably isn't going to take my ankle out of commission for tomorrow. So try stuff when you have boo-boos.
There
Just
you go.
saying.
I'm trying to show you the picture
It's the inside of my left ankle, kind of in the car, kind of tipped over.
in the car.
I'm in the car, so it's kind of
Right.
a crazy picture. But I just thought, you know what? This looks like it's really getting inflamed. It was really enlarging and swelling, and it was doing stuff. And I said, I got to stop this, or I'm going to have a locked up ankle.
There you go. There's the picture.
I imagine tomorrow it's going to be a little tiny spot because it's getting a little bit better every second.
Yeah. No, I
It's
love it.
real, even that little white spot you see in the picture is more like a scab now.
So next week you'll have to show us your
The
bug bite
results.
when we're talking about clove.
Yes.
Uh,
I'll show you the results.
okay. Very good. All right. Well, let's move on to our mental toughness. 177 mental toughness secrets of the world class. We are on number
85.
85. Champions evolve from proving themselves to expressing themselves. I actually love this one. This is one of my favorite ones. Amateur performers are often driven by a need to prove themselves to themselves and to other people. This need can easily become an addiction for a person who craves acceptance and validation from the outside world. Professional performers evolve to a higher level of consciousness where outside approval is no longer necessary. Champions still enjoy the accolades and acceptance of people they respect, but they are no longer motivated to take action to achieve this acceptance. The great ones are often motivated through self-expression by the need to share their unique talents and abilities with the world. Abraham Maslow, the father of humanistic psychology, said it this way: in order for human beings to reach self actualization, they must become all they can be. The writer must write, the painter must paint, the salesperson must sell. The world class doesn't do these things to please other people, gain notoriety, or get rich. They do it because it expresses who they are to themselves. In essence, champions learn who they are in the act of self expression and often choose to share themselves with the world. The act of proving oneself is based in ego and rooted in the fear of not being good enough. The act of expressing oneself is based in spirit and rooted in love of wanting to share and celebrate a person's uniqueness and inner beauty. Proving oneself is a process that must be forced onto others because of attachment, the attachment the performer or has to anything or anyone. The more praise they get, the more they need to feel good about themselves. Expressing oneself creates feelings of fulfillment in the act itself, regardless of any outcome. It's one of the reasons the great ones are more mentally tough than their amateur counterparts. And Steve Siebold gave us the quote: the ego-driven middle class and upper class are out to prove themselves. The spirit-driven world class wishes only to express themselves. One struggles against the current while the other floats peacefully down the river. Thoughts? What do you think about that?
Well, who would have thought that that can easily become an addiction for a person who craves acceptance, validation from the outside world? I think we all do that to an extent, some of us more than others, but
Yeah.
that's an interesting thing that you might want to let go.
I love that. And I love Abraham Maslow. Have you ever seen the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the pyramid? The bottom is like, well, the very bottom, I think, is probably air, right? You can't last long without that. But then it's like physical needs like food and shelter and things like that. And then in fact, we should look it up.
We studied that in school, but I can't tell you what it is.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Here we go. Yeah, physiological is the first. Let me share it here. Because it's like you can't really go very far. Let me see if I can view that. There we go. Is that a good view? So your basic needs are to do with your food, water, warmth, rest. I put air even right below that because you can't last for more than like what, 2 minutes or something? Like what's the
Right.
longest you can hold your breath and then you're dead.
Yeah.
And then safety right after that is the security and safety. So you can live with food, water, warmth, and rest, but you're going to be totally focused on safety if your security and safety is threatened. You're not going to be worried about belongingness or friendships or feeling accomplished or anything else if you're starving or if you're in danger. Right? Does that make sense? So
Yes.
that's where he's coming from with all of that. In order for human beings to reach
Yeah, that's
self-actualization,
helpful.
they must become all they can
I'll go see
be.
Michelle.
What's that? Um, so yeah, so you these are your basic needs, these are your psychological needs, and these are your self-fulfillment needs, and they do build on each other. So there you go. The writer must write, the painter must paint, the salesperson must sell. And if you make it about receiving approval, then you're down here in these like psychological needs instead of up here in your self-actualization needs. So there you go.
Interesting.
Yeah. Any other thoughts on that?
You know, I like the difference between proving themselves and expressing themselves because when you're proving yourself, you're always going to be let down because you could be doing the greatest thing in the world and you're still going to have haters. And then you're going to start to just get down on yourself. I mean, the same's in business, right? You're going to be selling the coolest thing or helping someone in such a unique way, and there's going to be so many haters. And if you're in this proving yourself mode, you're going to get really down on yourself and you're probably going to give up. But I love this moment when we transfer to expressing ourselves. And it says expressing oneself creates feeling of fulfillment in the act itself, regardless of any outcomes. Um, and it's that idea of we now are on a higher playing field. It doesn't matter what our critics say. It doesn't matter what the people around us are because we're happy. We're helping people. We're doing what we are good at or what we've learned to be good at, and we're just helping other people, and that's where true joy comes.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Just sharing your gifts and talents because they're your gifts and talents. Awesome. All right. Any other thoughts before we hop on to our product call? Any questions that any of you have this week that you want help with? I want to have a couple of quick announcements um, in our calendar. I'm like, how do I get to the calendar? I'll just show you mine. Did anybody do the ADHD stuff that I shared last week? Did anybody look at the video? The productivity, double your productivity, and can't remember exactly what the video was called that I shared. Pretty sure I shared one. Anyway, I'm really, really encouraging you um to watch that. Oh, maybe I didn't share it.
Yes, you did.
I don't
It
see
was,
it.
yeah, last Tuesday at 9:34.
On WhatsApp.
Nine.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. Yes, I see it. Um, okay, so let me just share with you really quickly because I want to get on the other call. My calendar, don't freak out. Did I share this with you before? Okay, what I have going on here is my I have my personal calendar, I have the Abundantly Healing Success calendar, and I have my tasks calendar. So they're all like there. And then I made some things red if they're helping me with my 6-month goal of going diamond. But I want to just take off mine and my tasks so you can see this is the Abundantly Healing Success calendar. And what I did is I put this register for convention um, as an event, and all the links are here. So if you have not registered for convention and the foundation's virtual workshop, which is in August, then these are here. And also there's some new compensation plan calls. I don't know if they still are there. I think the recordings are there if you go to that link, and that's why I still included that. Um, but I just want to point out that all of these events, when you like click on them and see them, like there's a lot of information in here. And if you're like thinking that's too long, I'm not going to read it, fine. But if you want to build your business, this is where I've been putting the pieces. Also, if you want to get on a call with me and talk about your business specifically, if you want to join Sassy Habits for our Facebook group there, if you want to, here's the calendar link, which is kind of circular in that regard, but it's there so you can share it with somebody else that needs it. And then our the links to everything. Oh, I put you all down for my massage. Sorry about that.
What? You're not taking all of us?
No,
Dang.
it's
I was so hyped.
recommended. I'm just gonna say that is recommended right there, but that's not happening for you. I'm sorry. Switch to my calendar. There you go. That might happen from time to time. You can, if there's nothing in it, there's no information, then you'll be like, there's Brenda being Brenda again. Okay, the reason I'm showing you this is because it's all here for you and it's all week. But the other thing that is awesome is if you have your own calendar going and then you start using the task list the way the ADHD guy teaches you to do, you're going to start getting a lot more things done. You can create your habits, but you can also you're going to start having a lot more productivity and getting things done that you want to get done. Now, if you are more neurotypical and you already have a great system and it's working for you, you're reaching your goals, then don't worry about it. But if you're a little ADHD or if you're neurotypical and not reaching your goals, it's a great way to organize yourself and your life so that you don't feel so stressed about all the things. Okay, there you go. That's my little support for today. So we're going to hop on to the product call, which is probably ready to go now. And so if you guys want to chat more, then let me know.
Thank you.